Welcome everyone to Spilling the Tea with Estee and Marlene, where we serve the hottest tea. Join me and my baby stripper voice.
And me welcoming you all to eavesdrop onto our uncensored opinions. This platform is used to inform, laugh, and potentially inspire others to speak out about things we may all be thinking about but are too afraid to say out loud.
And don't forget, babes, if the shoe fits, wear it.
Welcome, guys, to Spilling the Tea with Estee and Marlene. We are Los Pusimos la Percha.
We are in our best, HR's finest.
Well, we're going to an event after this, so we have to be ready to go.
And we said HR goes to the club tonight.
Exactly. HR is about to, bueno, so as
HR's
long as my pants don't rip.
HR is about to get fired from HR for acting a fool.
I mean, that sounds like your HR. We're here celebrating our 50th episode.
Yeah, 50th episode, and we're gonna celebrate with some Prosecco.
We're excited. I'll say
Say a few words while I
Let me
open
say
this.
a few words. First off, if you're listening to this, thank you. If you listen to all of our episodes,
Double thank you.
Thank you. If you subscribe, if you comment, if you actually consecutively listen to our rants, thank you so much.
And if you haven't done any of that, fuck you.
And if you haven't, please subscribe and please do so.
All right, so cheers to 50 and 50 more.
And a lot of
Woo!
spilling and a lot of shit talking.
Which we're gonna do today.
Right now.
We're also double drinking. We
Yeah.
have a cocktail.
I just want to say that I really didn't eat today, but a little bit of bread.
I think I ate more. I think I ate for both of us.
Okay. Oh no, pues estaba de Martha Stewart.
Nara Smith, baby. Nara Smith.
Ay, perdón.
Cheers.
Cheers. I like it, crisp.
That's good.
But I want to say that this has really opened up a creative side to me. It has me thinking. It has me exploring different avenues. It has been challenging. And thank you for your patience.
Oh.
Thank you for your patience, because I know I could be a lot.
Yeah, she can. Well, how do you feel like you've grown from the first episode
I feel
that you recorded?
I'm not as, I don't want to be as proper.
Yeah.
I want to just be myself.
You were very HR.
Yeah, I was very HR. Now I'm like, whatever, bitch.
Mm-hmm.
I have grown in those aspects. I don't feel as scared for the audience to get to know me because I like to live a private life in a way. Now I just don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I apologize a lot more. I mean, I still do a little apology here and there, but not as much.
No, you apologize a lot less.
A lot less, yes. And actually it has me thinking about different things creative wise that I can do. Is giving me a lot of confidence.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers. What about yourself?
How have I changed? I feel like I definitely get into topics more that I wasn't comfortable exploring before, because before I was very just whatever's happening in the fun world, but there are things that we've talked about therapy or the race thing that we talked about recently.
Yeah.
We can't talk about sex all the time, but most of the time.
But we do.
Yeah. So that was a good me talking more and letting people know more what I believe in.
Okay. I think you've grown your skills.
Oh, 100%. This is a lot.
From your first, remember you did the first season by yourself.
Yeah. Well, there was no video.
There was no video. It was just you
talking
on a podcast.
On my phone.
On a dick looking thing.
It was a microphone.
It was a microphone that looked like a dick. But now we're on different platforms. We're trying to engage with other people. We've had guests. We're on video. We just have grown a lot.
And the audio and the video quality has gotten so much better because I finally learned how to edit stuff. It's a lot. I really give it out to like YouTubers who like be doing the montages. Like, I can barely put a caption, and they like do like little things.
I told Esty, I was like, can you put a little cursor to give a little click?
No,
And he was like, I'm not there yet.
we're not that advanced. We're learning very slow, and also a lot of these people have like editors.
Exactly.
That was a good thing to like not compare yourself to like we're very small podcasts to like a fucking call her daddy.
Exactly.
Like
No,
you
that's
cannot
just like
because they have like professional teams.
they have a professional team, they have makeup and artists, they have all this shit. We're just we're us, but we're more than enough.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say? I forgot. But either way, it has been a pleasure, and I just feel like we're gonna grow a lot more. And I feel like, in a sense, this platform or this avenue has given us a sense of like maybe this can be like our everyday 9 to 5s, and giving us a courage to like really jump into something that a new pond that we don't know much about.
Yeah. And
So,
something you can control aside from like a 9 to 5 that like people control for you.
exactly. So I really love that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But today we're gonna get into a few things.
Mm-hmm.
First off, I owe you an apology.
So
So first one,
to start our 50th episode, we're starting with an apology.
I want to apologize because on the last episode, it came off that you were not, like, being single is not enough, or being single is not, it's not a happy state. And I don't want that. I don't want, first of all, that's not what I believe.
Yeah.
But it could come off that way because I was pushing an agenda on you. And that's not who I want to be. So I sincerely apologize.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Apology accepted.
There you go.
I am standing up for singles everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, I automatically knew that you never meant anything bad by it. But
I felt really bad.
it was just like all the words that you were saying, it was like, I want you to get out there. I want you to meet someone that makes you happy. And it's not just me. It's just like anybody single hears this all the time from people.
Yeah.
And at some point, it's just like,
It could come off like you're doing something wrong or like you're the problem.
yeah.
And I don't want, that one is not what I believe. But also I can see how that could come off.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And I was talking to my friend about it, and then I was like, you can feel like the baddest bitch like 99% of the time. Sometimes some comments people say can catch you in a 1% that you're like, oh, maybe I am like broken. And maybe people do see me as like a broken person. Not you, but like just in general. Like you might catch somebody in a sense of like, maybe people do see me as broken because I can't achieve this that other people do.
Yeah.
So that's what I was like triggered.
Yeah.
And I was triggered for people in general.
Yeah. But it could come off that way, especially because you're like in a relationship, and if like you're experiencing new things with your partner, and then you're like, oh, but like you're like one of my best friends, so like I want you to also be happy. So it could come off that way.
Yeah.
But you're not broken, sweetie.
I know I'm not.
Yeah.
I think I was having a rough week that I
were.
probably felt that I was broken.
I'm like, what happened that week?
It's personal things.
Okay.
Not anything with that.
Okay.
But I was having a rough week, and I just came here like, you know what? Not today.
Yeah. He was like, no, bitch, I'm gonna check you. Checked.
I was like, we're not doing this today.
Yeah. But
that's how you know a friendship is good, that we can have a conversation. Like, I didn't leave here, like, I didn't storm out. I think
No.
we, like,
we ate.
We
talked.
ate, we talked, we, like, talked shit.
Yeah.
Then we texted the next day. Like, friendships are, you can have conversations with friendships and, like, not, like, I ain't never talking to that bitch again.
She disrespected me. She made me feel some type of way. I know. And you know what? I really appreciate that, because sometimes people, I have a lot of friendships, and you can attest to that. But I don't feel comfortable with telling different people when something bothers me. And I know that I could do that with you, and you can do that with me. So in that instant, once we stopped filming, I was like, yo, like, I didn't mean to like hurt you in any way. And then, you explained it a little bit more, and I was like, okay. And then I saw it, and I was like, all right, bitch, like, you're wilding. So yeah.
Watching it back, I was like, she did say like 4 times. It was like, And I was like, yeah. I
Yeah.
was like, a bitch with snap.
Yeah. I was like, I'm definitely an Aquarius. Like, I was just like, no, that's not what I mean. But, like, this is what I mean. And I was like, it was just not going
It
through.
was like the more you try to
Fix it.
fix it, you just kept on digging deeper. And
Yeah, I was just like, no.
which I will say, some people did text me. Nobody bashed you. Nobody bashed you, by the way. But people said she didn't mean that. And I said, of course she didn't mean that. It was just like the
It comes
comments.
off.
I was like, and I was, don't go around. You could tell it to me and I can take it, but like, don't go tell that to like fulanita that's like mad sensitive about it. Or that's just mad sensitive. She might like really take it to heart. And here you're trying to like empower her.
Yeah.
But it doesn't always land the way it is. Like I have a friend who's in a relationship now, but like she was single for a very long time. And like you see her like baddest bitch. And living the best time, but like sometimes like people in relations want to like just put you like in a little box. And there was somebody from their friend group that was like, why don't you just settle down with this person?
No, I don't think that's
And
right.
it was like, why do you want to like set her up with someone that like you talk so much shit about? I don't know. It was just like you talk so much shit about when it was a downgrade, but now that like you want like a couple friend or like whenever like the narrative you wanted it to benefit you, you're like get with this person, and it's just like, like leave her alone.
Yeah. I feel like sometimes in that situation, I would think if you're questioning me, like, oh, why did I not settle with this person? I would just kind of look at you and be like, what's going on with you? That's kind of a reflection of what's going on with
I
her.
mean, what's that person? The call is coming from inside the house.
Yeah, so I'm just like, that's coming from the inside of the house. But I don't want people to feel that being single is not enough or is not a happy state. Same thing like when people are like they have friends that are moms, and a mom with kids may feel like they are not a bad bitch, or that they're single friends or friends that don't have kids. They feel like an estorbo, or like like, oh, I have to figure out a babysitter, I have to figure that out. So that's not, I can see how those two instances can relate, and like being single is enough, is a happy state. Being a mom is enough, is a single state. I mean, I'm not, that's just what I'm trying to say. But
So yeah, apology accepted.
yeah.
The teacups are not coming for you.
Thank you. No, I was just like, I'm going to own it because I was like, it happened. It's actually a great thing
This is
to
our
do
first
on
like
camera.
public. You made it when you have to do a public apology.
I was like, you know what? We're not going to erase any of it. We're going to just put it out just like that. And I was just like, and like this can be a serving lesson for others. And that's it. We're all here to be a lesson.
And you're not the only person that has ever said that to me.
Yeah.
Like, other people have said that to me. And, like, yeah, at some point you just feel like, leave me the fuck alone. I can handle my life however I see fit.
I have a situation that my family, when I was single, and they were like, oh, but like, you were in a relationship for so long, and now you're dating, and like, you don't really like seem like interested in anybody. And I was just like, and it made me like question a little bit, because I'm like, why are you like questioning me so much about like why I'm not satisfied with the dating pool? Like, baby, the dating pool is not that deep.
The dating pool is not even great.
Yeah, I was just like, no. I was just like, I'm not gonna rush into things. I was like, I'm more than happy sitting on my. I remember a time that I had Hinge. I had a few things, and people would hit me up, and I'd just be like, I don't want to talk to anybody.
Yeah. And like I said, sometimes those comments, whatever comment it is, something, like I even said, like, sometimes people just ask people, like, when are you going to have a kid? And it's just like, you don't know, they might be trying, and you just like pestering might like trigger something.
Yeah.
So that's what it was. It was nothing like directed at you. It was just like a trigger just at everybody.
Yeah.
You just are the face of everybody because nobody else is here
Here.
in this
I was like,
studio.
At least my face eats.
Yeah.
'Cause-
So you were the face of everybody who single shames.
Yes. Sorry. But talking about single, I think we should talk about why people should be single, or why single is a good thing.
Yeah.
Because I feel like single does have a negative connotation.
Especially after a certain age.
Yes, if you're in your 30s or 40s, baby, it's not.
Like being single in your 20s is so celebrated.
Yeah.
being single in your 30s is just like people look at you sideways.
Like,
Being
what's
single
wrong
in your,
with you?
yeah, being single in your 40s, like I'm not even there yet, but like I can imagine like how worse it's gonna get.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to have your own confidence about like who are you and what do you bring to the table to like be very confident, because at 40s, like especially your family is going to be questioning you.
Yeah.
Like, what's wrong with you? And like there's people, I just thought about it, like our still current vice president, Kamala Harris, she don't have no kids. And she's fine.
Yeah, and she was bashed for it.
And not everybody wants to have kids. Not or sometimes like,
Some people don't truly want a man.
yeah, I was gonna say some people just don't even want a partner.
Like in my case, like I want one, but I want a good one. So I'm waiting until someone good comes. But like some people just truly are like, fuck this. Like I am gonna be a fucking hoe. And that's also fine.
And that's also fine. I was like, I just thought about my mom. I was like, because I love to call her Miss United States Nations.
You know, she's one of the people.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, I think being single is good. Like I think like just knowing how to stand on your own. I know so many
Oh yes, that
and
is
like
for
enjoying your own company. Like when I say like, oh, I'm home on a Saturday night, I never say it as a negative.
Yeah.
I always say it as like I am
Joyful.
living my life.
You're like, I'm having the best time. I have a mask
I
on.
have a
I'm
face
watching,
mask. I
yeah.
order Chinese food.
Yes.
I'm about to watch The Conjuring.
Yes.
Like I always say it, but like to enjoy your own company, that is like the biggest thing you can. Even if you
It's
are
not
in
a
a
privilege.
relationship,
Well,
you should enjoy your own company when you're in a relationship too.
I was like, I'm thinking about like the other day, I told my man, I was like, you need to go. It was like 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, bro, you're late. Like, why are you still here? I was like, I'm ready to do my routine of just like working, having my coffee, my toast. Why are you still here?
Yeah.
So,
No, it's that I think is very good being single. I also think I know so many people who like always just need to have like a male, well, if you're a woman or a gay, a male presence like always lingering. Like
oh, I know somebody like that.
like maybe like, oh, this is not Mr. Right, but like not even Mr. Right now. This is like Mr. like kind of on the sidelines, but I just like to know someone's always there.
When you get bored, I know this person gets bored and they're like, let me go through my past. Let me go through my contact list.
But that is like, oh, like to me, that's like the worst thing you can do because I am a firm believer if a partner, a friend, a job is in your past, it is for a reason. And if for some reason that needs to regurgitate to the future, it would happen on its own. You don't have to go look for it.
Exactly. I love that. I mean, honestly, like I was in a long-term relationship and like within the 1 week of me being single, I did like 3 things that I've never done in my life because I was like, bitch, nobody else is going to do it for you. You got to do it.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's nice when somebody does it for you, but being single, I feel like pushes people to be comfortable with themselves, try new things, put your interests first. I feel like in some ways, for me, I was connected to my spirituality and more of my third eye. And it's just, you don't have all this outside noise to wanna just like have somebody next to you. Because I feel like as women, we're very, especially for me, I can say like Dominican women, o el marido te comió, o tú le cocinaste, o tú, la casa está limpia, y trabajaste, and everything is about everybody else.
It's very easy to get lost in your partner's world.
Exactly.
And not also have your own world. Or like your own world just comes secondary.
Yes. And I've been there and it ain't fun.
Yeah.
You just become resentful and you settle just like your friend's friend.
Also, another reason why I don't want to say I was offended by you. I was just a little triggered. Is because I respect your opinion.
No, yeah.
I have had people that have told me things and I'm just like, girl, like,
Get your shit together.
like, girl, like, I know not listening to you. like the call is coming from inside the house. So, like, that don't bother me. But I was like, when it comes to, like, people I care about, like, you actually, like, take the thing and you're like, Oh, okay. Like I care. I respect this person's opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I tell you, like, I felt so bad. Like, I text you, like, after you leave, and I was like, I feel horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's not who I want to be. Um, but
Which
yeah.
you're not.
Yeah, I'm not. Because immediately, like, once I said it and we got off, I was like, oh my God, I'm so fucked up. Like, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Um, but honestly, like, not for anything. Like, if I was, like, single again,
Which you're going
baby,
to be single because you're gonna do the 3-month challenge that I said last
you
episode.
talk to my man about that.
And in 3 months you're gonna come back ready to get married.
Okay. No, but like seriously, like being single was like one of my best times. I put myself first. I got things accomplished. I lived on my own. I always wanted to do that. I didn't have outside noise, so I put myself first. I was in my best shape of my life. I just did so much, and things were like, and I, of course, like I was chatting and talking to people, but at the same time, like I was like, I don't really want to talk to you today. I'm good.
Yeah, and like for anybody who's out in the dating pool, like
Yo, it ain't conversation.
it is so hard to go from like the app to like text message
It's
because like
horrible.
I don't know why people join dating apps where you have to like text and answer because people don't like to like speak. And I don't know if this is just me. It might be just me. So like just take it with a grain of salt. When I see people on the apps that says like hit me up on IG at SD whatever, I don't know, I just always feel like so why you're in this app?
Yeah.
If you want people to hit you up on IG. I don't know, that just gives me like a you're just trying to like
You're just trying to have an audience.
you're trying to have an audience. You're also trying to like see what I look like. Like, I don't know. It just doesn't come off genuine. It might just be me. Um, but I just feel like I don't know. Like, if people just say hit me up on IG, not here, I'm just not hitting you up at all.
Exactly. It reminded me of a time that I had given my number to this guy from Hinge. And he literally, like, we were texting, and he literally was like, oh, I'm going to be in this rooftop bar. You should come through. Sir, who do you think you are? Like, a celebrity that I need to come through?
Yeah, like I'm not a fucking groupie.
Exactly. I was just like, this man was just trying to have a whole bunch of groupies meet at the same place and have a Jerry Springer show. Like, absolutely
Like fight it
not.
out.
And I was
No.
just like, no, sir. I was like, I don't care that you have green eyes and are Jamaican. No.
It also comes off like it would have been different. Like you guys were messaging like, oh, I'm already out.
No, he like literally got my phone number. We text for a little bit, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna be out. You should come through." And I'm
Yeah.
like,
Like
this
if you guys
red
were
flag.
talking and you're like, oh, I'm at dinner with the girls, and it's like, oh, just come through, I'm here. That's different. But like, I'm gonna leave my house to come through somewhere. Absolutely fucking not.
And one thing I'm gonna say is, when I was single, I gave a lot of opportunities that I should not have given. Baby, if si Dios quiere, if I ever come single again, it's savage mode
Yeah.
because there's some standards I really need to stick to.
Well, that's the mood I'm in. Not okay. I'm not a savage.
No savage.
My
I applaud it.
my vibe now is like if you just cannot get to like, I don't even think my standards are that high.
They're not high.
They're not low.
I'm like, they're not high. This is what I get so frustrated.
Like my standards are not like top of the top. Like they're like just like medium. Like talk to me like direct. Like let's meet up for a drink. Like you should have a job.
You should have. Well, no, I'm sorry. 'Cause
Well, you
maybe
should have
I
a
have
cr-
more standards because I had like a.
Well, you should have a career. But like my standards aren't like super high that like you need to like do this. It's just like, but I'm also not like entertaining the like, yo, what's good? No, I am not. Yo, what's good? I'm not from the hood. I was raised in the hood and I left it and I'm not going back.
When I say that I would go on savage mode and I gave out opportunities to those that maybe.
That put no effort.
No, not even effort. Like I dated this guy. He was a little older than me. He put in effort. He took me out. But an example is he didn't drive. He didn't drive. He didn't have a license. I had my license. And like he had like no aspirations on getting a car, but then he's like, oh, but I want to move to Florida. I'm like, how you want to move to Florida and you don't have a license and you don't drive?
You know what? I drive, and like you need to drive too.
No, like I was just like, no, baby. Like,
And if you
how
don't
you
dri-
don't have a license and I have my license and I really don't drive?
And if you don't drive, the Uber needs to drive you.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So my second thing was somebody wanted me to go out, and I was like, well, you don't have a car. And I was like, and I don't have a car, but you want me to go from the Bronx all the way to the west side of Manhattan, like upper Manhattan. So you know what he did? He was like, don't worry, baby. I'm going to pay the Uber for you to come. I'm going to pay for your meal and your drinks, and I'm going to put you back in the Uber back. And I was like, I see. I was just like, you see, those are standards that we're trickling up.
But it's like, is that even like a super high standard? I think
It's
that's just
not.
like, that's like medium.
No, this is what I'm saying. Like, standards, you need to be very clear about your standards.
And I have just the bone to pick with the, not the whole entire LGBT community, but the G of the LGBTQ community.
Okay. I'm like, what?
You guys have lowered the standards put the bar so low with this grinder and with this other shit that like
No,
guys
moto.
that like men are not even buying you a bacon, egg, and cheese
Ay.
before you bust it wide open for
Do
them.
that one more time.
No, because they might red.
Okay.
These guys are not even buying you a bacon, egg, and cheese before you bust it wide open.
And your genitals are on this app.
Yes.
Your genitals are on this app.
In motto. Maybe even grinder. But you guys have brought the bar so low that when people like me who have a medium standard, like, are asking for just the bare minimum of like, let's meet at a restaurant. Like, honestly,
Let's meet at a
we could
restaurant.
meet a fucking cheesecake. But like, the bar is so low that these guys are just like, oh, come through.
I hate that shit.
Bring a bottle on your way in.
También tengo que ser bartender.
Yes, like the bar is so low. This is why like it's just like an annoyance of dating because like everything is just so accessible to everybody that like people are just not putting in no effort.
There's too many different opportunities
happened
that
to
you don't really
courting?
need to. People like lessen their standards.
What happened to courting people?
What happened to bringing flowers?
This also goes for like
Even couples.
like straight like
Straight
women and men like
yeah, straight.
like girls
Heterosexual. Because let me give you the
yeah,
term.
the heterosexual. So many girls are so like used to like I am empowered to my orgasm, so I'm just gonna go and fuck this guy.
I mean, that's fine.
It is, but like girl,
But don't be upset when he doesn't text you or doesn't take you out or like doesn't make an effort about what color you like or what's your favorite cuisine. Mm-hmm. Like, don't be mad.
Yeah.
Like you know what it is.
Mm-hmm. And from what I know, guys love a woman who makes them wait.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say so. I mean, the suspense is there, but also, like, let's get to know each other. If we're really trying to date for long term, then that's the thing. Like, what is your point of dating?
Yeah. And I feel like me being, like, single and, like, working on myself, like, I learned things that from the past when I was, like, remember my truly dating phase when I was out here in the streets. I didn't find anything good.
Yeah. You
But
was just out here.
But I was
nothing
out,
like...
But I was out here.
Yeah.
And I was just like dealing with people that like were not shit.
I mean, you was just looking for an orgasm, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to do something serious, then that was not it.
I was not dating with intent to like meet my husband, but I was always dating just to see like what it was, but like it wasn't it. But I forgot what the point that I was trying to make.
That you said something about heterosexual men and women.
I don't know, continue. It'll come back to me. It really, I like got really into it and it just like left.
Okay. I mean, you had your time.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with with a person. Is there something wrong with being single? Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with not wanting to date. There's nothing wrong with staying your ass home if you want to stay home. And there's nothing wrong with if you're seeking an orgasm from a person or that's what you want, that's what you're looking for. But let the things get blurred when you're seeking an orgasm, but then you want to be courted. Like it doesn't go. Like you either need to court and then you get the orgasm. So
Oh, I realized what I was gonna say.
what?
So when I was dating, when I was out there, I realized that like I needed to pull myself out of like toxic constant dating and like really like center myself, because I need to say this before I forget, because I have really bad short-term memory. Um, I was dating in such a sexual way,
Yes.
and I think that's what happens to like not even just women, just anybody, like anybody in general. Like you lead with your sexuality. That like when you would meet a guy that like
I know somebody like this.
didn't wanna like take things right away, like you were like,
What's wrong?
why don't you want to fuck me?
Yeah.
Like I know 35 people that
wanna
would die to fuck me right now. Like I am fuckable. One thing I know is that I am fuckable.
You are.
So I like, but I was so jaded because I was leading so much of my sexuality that when I met like the very few people who were like not
Let's
trying
date.
to do that, I was like, this guy must be like asexual because everybody wants to fuck me. But now that I'm like I worked on myself for the last 2 years, and it's like,
Yeah.
you know what, I need to lead with my intellect, my personality, my intelligence, and my sexuality would just come out like later.
Yeah. I mean, I know somebody that leads with their sexuality all the time, and then they don't have. They're still single. But then they're upset when this person's in their 40s, and I'm just like, baby, why are you upset when like your mom asks you about what's going on? So it's like you can't lead with your sexuality if long term you want to be in a relationship.
And then some people get lucky and they like strike gold.
Yeah.
That like
I'm not saying it can't happen.
it can't, but like I don't know, like I feel like at our age, like well, it depends what stage of dating you are, but like the stage that I am at, that I'm trying to meet an intellectual to stimulate me intellectually.
I feel like you need a man with a good food palate.
I do.
Yeah, that's like one of like top.
Food palette. I want a man to teach me.
Yes.
Um,
Finance.
well, yeah, he can teach me finances.
Yeah.
I don't really want a finance bro, but like, you know, a good man.
Okay.
A good man, Savannah.
You want a good man,
I want
Savannah.
a good man.
That travels.
Travel, not sober. No offense to the sober community, but I cannot do it. I cannot date a sober man.
Okay.
I'm way too fucking annoying. I would drive a sober man to drink.
Ay, Dios. Dike. I guess that's why my man drinks.
He was sober before he met her. No, he didn't really drink before he met her.
He didn't drink as much. He was like, oh, I drink vodka. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
And now here, he's just ordering shots. He's making drinks for us.
He makes drinks for us now.
You know, you gotta train them. But yeah, the point was that like being single
I agree with
is
that.
more than enough. Like you're fine. Like
It should be done if you are in a cycle where you're always dating people or you're only just dating to date. Really, like, ask yourself, what do you want
yeah.
for the next 6 months? If you want to be single, be that bad bitch and be single.
Every time some of my friends leave their like
Long term.
long-term partner, I always say like you should at least give yourself 6 months of true single. Like no entertaining, no talking, like no, like truly do what do you want to do. A lot of them have not gone through with it, but you know that's their issues too.
I didn't make it the full year,
No.
but I made it a few months. Yeah, it was fun though.
And also, when you're feeling like shit when you're single, we all have that one friend who's a hot mess with their man. Just look at them and feel better about yourself.
Yeah, that you're not in that mess.
Like, when you're just there, like, oh, you know, I'm single, then you're like, you know what, this bitch has a man.
And she's
And she's still miserable.
this bitch got a man, and she has like 2 side pieces with a whole man. Yes, Savannah, I'm talking about you.
Savannah, get you a side piece. If your man is not good, get you a side piece.
Exactly. And if people question you about your singlehood or your single life, start asking them a question about their lives.
Yeah.
Like the tia at Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Yeah. And if you feel like some type of way because your friend is like questioning you, like have open conversations.
Like we did.
Have open conversations. It's like, I don't know, people always think conversation means confrontation
Yeah.
and they confuse the two. But
Yeah.
like conversating does not mean like we're beefing. Like I said, like we talked and then we ate.
Yeah.
And then I stayed here for like another hour and a half.
Yeah.
And then I went home. Like there was never like
A
I don't
beef.
fuck with that bitch. She over here making me feel this way.
Yeah. I mean, I just feel like you know what kind of relationships you have. Like, I remember, like, when I'm feeling some type of way and, like, I'm, like, a little iffy or, like, just cautious to bring up the conversation, I take you out on a whole coffee date. I take you out on a whole, like, I'm like, let's meet up. Let's have a talk. And then I'll tell you, like, yo, this is what's bothering me. Because at the end of the day, I have to be an example about how I want to be treated if you're upset about something.
Yeah.
But, you know, we just talked about it off camera.
Yeah.
Over Chinese.
I feel like for me, I have to do it very quickly.
Yeah.
I can't wait too long.
You can't.
Because then I just like start like burning up inside.
Yeah.
Also, you know, one time I waited too long to confront a friend.
And she forgot.
And she forgot. And then I was even more pissed. Because I had to explain to the person
Why
you insulted me. To then confront them about insulting me. Like, so I was like,
That's
no,
a lot of steps.
I was like, I need to start doing this like a little quicker. And that's when I like pepped my step. And I was like, you know.
Right there and then.
Or like within the 30 days. The 30-day window.
Yeah. But I just want to say I'm very thankful for our friendship.
Same.
And that we're able to have conversations where they might be uncomfortable, but we still get through it. Because let me tell you something. I've been through a few friendship breakups, and you know what I really hate? An emotional dump text. A whole essay text? No. That means that you've been feeling this for a long time. You have gathered your thoughts. You have made your brief. And you're here making your claim.
And you know how I feel about the expired receipts.
It's like, baby, like 90 days has passed. Like, what's going on? So, yeah.
That's how when people start pulling things out from like.
Last year.
Even like people, I know people that have pulled shit out from like 5-6 years ago. And it's like, I would not entertain this.
I was like, oh, that's how you. I live in a very delulu world. If you have an issue, you need to tell me. Because if not, no me aplica. No me aplica. Eso no para mí. The shots that you be throwing on IG is not for me. You need to just tell me directly.
Yeah, and like you need to tell people that's how you communicate. One of my longest friends, I mean, we've never had an issue, but like with friendships, you always have like little disagreements.
Yeah.
And I think we had a disagreement, and I think she took a lot harder than I did. And not that she talked to people about it, but like she talked to a person about it.
And then the person told you.
The person told me that I should talk to a person because they felt bad. And I was like, why are they telling you this? Like, this happened like months ago. So then I approached the person, and the person was like, oh, I just didn't really want to make it a big deal, but like it did bother me. I was like, you need to tell me then and there. I was like, I talk a lot of shit. I don't remember half the shit I say. And if you tell me like what you said offended me, I would 100% apologize right away.
Yeah.
Because again, like you never know how you hit people on a certain time.
And I definitely be saying shit out my mouth.
Yeah. And like, you know, it hit her wrong, but I was like, if you have an issue with me, if you and me have an issue, but you don't tell me about it, then we don't have an issue. You have an issue with God. Because I'm God's
Now with Esteban Arango.
No, because I am God's creation. No, but I was like, we don't have an issue. And I was like, tell me straight up, because again, like, if I said something that upset you,
How are you gonna know?
I would tell you, I am so sorry. And if I actually meant that, I will also tell you, this is why I said it.
So, but yeah, I just want to say thank you so much for everybody listening. Thank you for always subscribing. Always, if you share our content and this has resonated with you, please have those conversations. Thanksgiving is coming up, and La Tia will trigger you.
Fuck that bitch. My new motto is, when it comes to La Tia, I would not shut my mouth to not make someone uncomfortable, because then in turn I am making myself uncomfortable. Bring it on, Tia. It's fucking game on in Thanksgiving.
I'm like, I don't have to worry about a Tia. I have these 15-year-old twins, nephews and niece, and they will be asking me questions, and they'll be asking my boyfriend questions. That's who Is my tia.
Oh, my niece is 8 and she asked me if something was from Shein. And I was like, no, it's not. Not this.
And she was shading you already at 8.
She was at 8.
Eso significa que eso corre en la sangre. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll be back.
And cheers to 50 more.
Cheers to 50 more.
Thank you for listening to Spilling the Tea with Estee and Marlene.
Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe on your favorite platform. Bye, guys.